You're listening to Alaska Real Estate. I'm Chris Story, your host for great adventures in real estate. On today's program, Debbie Murphey. She's here to talk about her upcoming class at convention. Shannon King, the road warrior, checks in from San Diego, California, the art of time management. And Janelle Pfleiger, she's your June featured realtor. What keeps Janelle going strong? Find out right here on Alaska Real Estate.
Hi, my name is Charlie, and I'm a mortgage loan originator with Alaska USA Mortgage Company in Juneau. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about the HUD 184 Native Corporation Program. This program has a 3% minimum investment requirement with a 1% finance guarantee fee that covers the monthly mortgage insurance. No mortgage insurance, low down payment. What's not to love about the program? If you have any questions about the HUD 184 program or any others, please give me a call on my cell at 907-723-2331. MLS license 191337 and 157293.
When it comes to managing time, who better to talk to than the road warrior, Shannon King? Time management. What is the secret, and what advice can you give us?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to admit that everybody has issues with time management. I think, I have yet to meet somebody who can actually be a master of it. But for me, I think time management is really about, you can, even being sufficient and efficient at multitasking as well. How do you do it? I'm all about having a process and a system in place, I think, as we've talked about in the past. And one of them is actually having a calendar that works for you and one that you're going to actually look at and use and send you reminders. So I use Google Calendars for mine. And the reason I use Google Calendars is because I can have one calendar that I can color coordinate. So I can have a personal calendar and everything shows up in purple and personal. I have a business calendar for Schoolhouse Realty and it all shows up in red. And I have my company, Tribella Realty in Texas, and that all shows up in yellow. So I can coordinate what the tasks are on one calendar. And just by color, I know what it is. It's in the clouds. It's Google Calendar. So it's used through a Gmail account or a Google Docs account. That's the best for me because it syncs with everything. It syncs with my my email account, whatever it is that I want to use. So it's really easy. I don't have to have Outlook is what I used to use, and I used to use an Outlook calendar, and I would have to sync that calendar with my cell phone and everything else. But because it's cloud-based, it syncs with everything easily. It's much easier. I don't have to have an Exchange server to sync or anything like that.
How do you start to differentiate in your own personal and your two different businesses or three different businesses? What's going to end up on that calendar versus what's just sort of to-do list or a different task list?
I think everybody has to have a system that works for them. I'm a very task list and calendar-based person, so I actually, in my calendar, have all my tasks as well. Some people do like to carry around pieces of paper and scribble and scratch, and that's fine. But I think it's what works for them. So, what works for me is every single day I sit down, I type out everything that I want to get done on my task list. I kind of assign it to a time in my calendar, as well as I can also future. So I can say, these are things that need to get done, but I can do that next Monday. So I prioritize A, B, C, and D my tasks. A's are things I have to get done today. B's I would like to get done. C's and D's can wait till later. And D is really later. I just have to get it done in the next 3 months. One of the biggest complaints that clients always say to me, or agents always say to me, is I don't have time for social media. Well, if you schedule it, you do. And so the way that I do it is I schedule on Mondays that I'm going to sit down and pre-write all of my posts for that week. And so I sit down for an hour and a half, do all my Facebook posts, I write my blog posts, and then I schedule it out so that it shows up on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as planned. I use a publishing tool through Roost.com. They provide them. So I have time for social media because I put it in my schedule. So everything that's important to me has a place. I have marketing Fridays. So I'm, in the morning on Fridays between 9 and noon, I'm always working on my marketing plan, anything that has to do with marketing, whether that be flyers for properties or creating campaigns for next week that I'm going to send to my clients or client parties. I do it all on Fridays between 9 and noon. So I just have my set schedule so I get all of the things that need to get done in a week done instead of doing it sporadically.
Do you literally ignore calls and block yourself out at that time, or how isolated and disciplined do you get?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good question. And again, I think it's up to the person. I personally am very focused. I'm great at multitasking on certain things. But whenever I am in, and I call it a zone or a flow, when I'm writing my blog post, when I'm working on my marketing pieces, I'm in my flow or my zone. I don't check emails and I don't answer the phone. There's a difference between working on your business and working in your business. And in your business is the busy time. That's whenever, you're calling clients and you're putting out fires and you're getting to the closing table. That's working, in your business. But working on your business is that Friday when I set between 9 to noon and I'm working on my marketing plan. That's working on the business. That's reading the books. That's going to the networking masterminds where we all share our business ideas and get better. And you've got to have a balance between the two to get you to the next level for sure.
What about managing your family time? Is there a sacred time?
Absolutely. That's a great question. In fact, I think that's probably one of the biggest struggles that most of my agents have incurred is how to turn it off. And I myself was the exact same way until about 4 years ago. And now I've made the decision that the first time I meet with my clients, we let them know, listen, we're really excited to work with you. Our office hours are between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. After 4, we do take appointments. But we need to know 48 hours in advance, and we don't return calls after 6 p.m. Just like you, we have a family, and we need to be with them. Now, being in the business, you and I know that when the transaction gets nutty, we're on the phone at 7 p.m. because you have to do that.
That's right.
What you do is you're setting the boundaries with your clients up front, and they respect that. So if you don't set those boundaries with them, they're going to expect you to be answering at 8 and 9 and 10 p.m. And if you're on the phone and answering, they're going to expect it the next time. So if you tell them, I'm not working after 6 p.m., I don't take appointments after 4 p.m., they get it. And I tell them weekends by appointment. So again, for me, it's about quality of lifestyle.
Shannon King will join us live and in person at the AAR convention in September. Where? Homer, Alaska. Hey, be sure to register now at alaskarealtors.com.
I hadn't thought of that.
Hi, I'm Jenny Carty with Alaska USA Title Agency. Did you know that the type and signature format of a power of attorney is being dictated by investors more so than ever before? Please give me a call at 646-6497 for the particulars or with other questions you might have. Alaska USA Title Agency is a full-service title and escrow agency providing title, escrow, and foreclosure services for all types of real estate transactions. With offices in Anchorage, Fairbanks, Juneau, Kenai, and Wasilla, we are excited to offer you a seamless experience combined with a commitment to quality products and excellent service. Visit us online at alaskausatitle.com.
This year's convention theme is social media. I had a chance to catch up with one of Alaska's own social solution experts.
I'm Debbie Murphy. I'm the current president of the Valley Board of Realtors, and I'm an associate broker at Prudential Jack White Vista in Wasilla. The messages I get on Facebook are definitely messages for me from people that I want to hear from. Email, there's so much spam and junk in it anymore that, you kind of scroll through it quickly and, you don't get to those as quickly sometimes.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. And I say that, I think, because I get requests for, and maybe you and I have different friends, I get requests for Farmville and I get requests for Evanstown or some such that I don't even understand. And so sometimes those messages I also disregard on Facebook.
Right. In the class that I'll be teaching at the convention and that I've done here at Prudential, I actually tell everyone how to hide all those things so you don't get those requests.
Oh,
I
fascinating.
very rarely see a farm bill or a, question about, what kind of flower am I or whatever.
Right.
I hardly ever see those on my Facebook.
Or somebody answered a question about me.
Yeah, those are the worst. Yeah.
I don't get it. Are they going to know? Are these people sending the request going to know that I've blocked it?
No.
Oh, beautiful.
Right, and those requests they're phishing, the internet term phishing applications where they are using the information, other outside vendors are using that information for whatever purpose their website is for. And so when someone is sending you a Farmville request, for instance, they've gotten a request that says, send this to 15 of your friends in order to get more points. So the only reason that they're doing it, sending it to you, is not really because they want you to play Farmville. They're just trying to get more points for whatever it is they're doing in the game. It doesn't really affect them one way or the other if you accept it or not. And so by you ignoring it, it means nothing to them.
Okay.
And so they don't know, they don't care.
That's interesting. And the class is at the convention.
The people that have taken it have found it to be incredibly useful to them.
What one thing would you leave with us about Facebook that would make me think, yeah, I think I could use this in my business?
It is a free way, no cost, to connect with your entire sphere daily.
Said very well. Thank you, Debbie. And in Alaska news, AHFC will now loan up to $100,000 for home improvements on a second without a new appraisal. Loans need to be available with a high enough limit to help Alaskans finance their improvements, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and major structural repairs, said Board Vice President Claire Porter. These changes will streamline the process for Alaskan homeowners and maintain their property values. A list of approved lenders may be found at ahfc.us. Alaska Housing Finance Corporation is proud to sponsor our June featured realtor. Please welcome Janelle Pfleiger. Why did you become a realtor?
You know, my story is that I came up to Alaska in 1974 to visit an aunt and fell in love with the place and kind of opportunity and, you know, I called it no rules. I'd come up from Texas and also, you know, met a guy. And I came back the following summer and decided to stay and went to a great school in Texas and thought, well, I've got to change. I'm going to move here. I didn't want to stop my education. And they had a real estate degree at UAA. And so I have a BA with a minor in real estate and part of the first class that graduated. And so I've sold real estate since I graduated in 1978. I thought it would lead in a different direction in some way and in some related fields. You know, I wasn't quite sure that I would be cut out to sell real estate, but it's been a tremendous career. I mean, I just think there's the ability to grow every day and you're impacting people's lives, have the ability to be an entrepreneur.
Looking back from 1978 forward to today, do you think that there are more challenges today for realtors and real estate practitioners than there were then, or is it the same, in your opinion?
Oh, it certainly seems like.
For Janelle's answer, click on the Featured Realtor tab. Janelle's got some great advice for all of us. That's it for this edition of Alaska Real Estate. Thanks for listening. Alaska Real Estate brought to you courtesy of the Alaska Association of Realtors. Sandy Ehrenman, executive producer. I'm Chris Story. Remember, if it happens to real estate, it matters to you.